Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a tutorial on how to do this look, so if you want to learn how, keep on watching. Okay, so I always start every single one of my makeup looks with my brows, and really right now there's not much to my brows, but I'll take a little bit of powder on a Morphe M158, and I'll just kind of like fill in any sparseness that there could be in my brows. They're pretty thick right now. I haven't gotten them done in a while. So I'll just kind of put a little bit powder in sparse areas. I don't like draw them to be a different shape or anything because they're already pretty thick as it is. And this is the shade Celebrity Skin from the Jeffree Star BlueBlood palette. Now just kind of comb this through with the spoolie. And then I'm going to take the Morphe M410, which is like a flat brush that looks something like this. And I'm going to put some Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in shade 185 right on one side of it. And I'm just going to come underneath, right underneath my brows and carve them out. And grab a little more concealer and go ahead and carve the top of it a little bit out. And I'm going to focus on this like arch right over here. I'm going to go the outer portion first and go down here. And then drag whatever is left of the pigment towards the front of my brow. This will allow for like a softer look. And then I'll repeat the same on the other side. Now once I have my brows to how I want them, I'm going to go ahead and take that same Fenty Beauty concealer all over my eyelids as an eyeshadow primer. So I pretty much always do my eyes first because normally I'm working with colorful pigments or like really intense pigments that have a lot of fallout, and I don't like any of the fallout to land on my foundation because normally it's really hard to come back from that. You can like brush it off, but you'll still have little rainbow speckles. So I like doing my eyes first, so whatever falls out I can just wipe with a makeup wipe or wash off. So that's why I like to do my eyes first. Now I always set my concealer that I put on my eyelids with a light tone or a neutral tone eyeshadow. Today that is Wealthy from the Jeffree Star BlueBlood palette, and it looks like that. It's pretty much just a cream color and it really doesn't show up very much, which is why I like it. I like a neutral base but not too white of a base to where it looks like you put a lot of powder on your eyes. Now for this eye look I'm doing blues and teals. The first color I'm going to dip into is Minty from the Jeffree Star BlueBlood palette. And this is a Morphe M441, which is my favorite fluffy blending brush. I have like 3 of them. And I'm basically just going to take this all towards the inner corner. Mostly towards the brow bone and the crease, but as you can see there's fallout on the lid, which is absolutely fine. So I'm just going to start blending that in up here. And then I'm going to transition that color to the color I'm Cold, also from the Jeffree Star BlueBlood palette. And this one's going to go, as you can see, kind of closer to the outer corner, but the same sort of placement up towards the brow bone. I'm blending that out. Now once I have this blue base on, it kind of just looks like one color, so I'm going to add some depth to this by switching to a little bit of a darker shade of blue. And I'm first going to grab a more teal shade. This is from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, and this is the shade Cute, which is this like nice little teal shade. And I'm switching to a Morphe M456, which is a little more tapered of a brush. Then I'm going to switch the color BlueBlood from the BlueBlood palette, which has a little more of a cool tone, less teal undertone, and I'm pretty much going to place this in the same exact place to add depth to the look. Now once I've added some depth to this blue base, I want to go ahead and kind of darken the look, so I'm going to tap into the color Soaked from the Jawbreaker palette, which is kind of like a cobalt blue color, back on that Morphe M456. And once again, just kind of right above the crease area. And I'm going to keep this towards the outer corner as there's still pigment on my brush, and once it kind of comes off, I'm going to then brush it up towards the inner corner. Now that I have that darker blue on both eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and tap into a darker teal color. This is the shade Flourishing from the BlueBlood palette, and it's the deepest teal tone in the palette, and I like how it kind of adds the green tone because I kind of want to have this like blue-green tone in my eyes, and the Cobalt was very cool undertone, so I want this warmer teal undertone. I'm just going to take this on that same brush and really pack it into the outer corner, and then kind of just brush it towards the center again. But this is basically in my crease now, rather than just sitting on top of it. I'm going to mix that a little bit with the color Blue Monday, which has more of the blue undertone, so it has that perfect mix for the teal look I'm looking for. Then I'm gonna lastly grab the color Cremated, which is it's almost black but has a little bit of a teal undertone. And I'm just gonna pack this on the outer corner and keep it there. I'm not gonna blend it towards the inner corner, just packing this on the outer corner in this type of motion and just kind of blend it, but I'm not blending it this way, I'm just keeping it towards the outside. Now that I have a solid base for what I want on my eyelids, I'm gonna go ahead and focus underneath my eyes a little bit. So I'm gonna first take a Morphe M124, which looks something like this. It's a little flat-ended brush. And I'm gonna dive back into the Jawbreaker palette with the color Wow, which is like this electric yellow color. And I'm gonna start almost at my inner corner, but not quite here, just at the base of the corner of my eye. And I'm gonna brush that out towards the outer corner and kind of start blending it. Go ahead and take the color Cremated, which is that really dark teal undertone color, and blend that all the way towards the outer corner so it has a smooth blend with the top layer. And then I'm going to take a clean version of that same brush, and I'm going to grab the color Lemon Drop, which is the same yellow undertone but has a little bit of shimmer, and add that only to the front half of my waterline where the yellow is laying. Now that I have the underneath of my eyes how I want them, I'm going to grab a Morphe M250-1, which is a liner brush, with the color Delicious from the Jawbreaker, which is the darkest color in Jawbreaker. It's a deep navy. And I'm just going to go right on my waterline practically, but right beneath my lash line, all the way towards the inner corner to add a little bit of depth to my eye. Then I'm going to take this flathead brush again and kind of blend that navy towards the outer corner so it's a nice smooth blend. Now that I have my base blended and exactly how I want it, I'm going to pop a little bit of concealer on that same Morphe M410 that I carved my brows with, and I'm just going to put it right on the lid and just trace the natural lid of my eye kind of. Once I blend my concealer onto both of my eyelids, I'm going to go ahead and tap back into Jawbreaker, and I'm grabbing the color Jawbreaker on the Morphe M166 and tapping that all over the lid. Now this is a gold undertoned iridescent shimmer, and I love it because it kind of will just melt into any look that you can create with the Jawbreaker palette. And then I'm going to grab the M456 and just kind of buff along the outer part of the cut crease to take away any harsh line there may be. Now I'm going to take the color Cremated, which is the dark teal undertone color, in this little C-type shape on the outer corner. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab the same color I used Jawbreaker on with the color Entitled, which is almost like an emerald undertoned teal shimmer. And I'm going to take this not on the outer corner but kind of in this mid-range area and blend it into the outer corner. Now to finish blending that, I'm gonna take Cremated on that Morphe M456 and kind of give it this little, almost like it's preparing to have like a little bit of winged eyeliner, just this kind of angled blend. Now for my inner corner, I'm going to grab the color Cullinan from the BlueBlood palette on a Morphe M506, which is a little fluffy brush that looks like this. And I'm just going to blend that into the inner corner, drag it a little bit underneath, but mostly keep it right in the inner corner. Then I'm going to do the same color on the brow bone. And then for my second layer, I'm going to mix that color in Jawbreaker so we have a little tiny bit of a gold undertone, but it is a different shade than what's on my lid right here. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my under eyes and put some eyeliner on off camera. Now that I have some winged liner on, I'm going to go ahead and take the color Delicious, which is a dark navy, and kind of blend out and smoke out that winged liner. And now that my liner is blended out, I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of black liner in my waterline. Now before I start my base, I just want to say that it's really important to make sure your face is washed and moisturized before you go in with this routine. But after that, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a primer, and this is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and this is my absolute favorite primer. Right now, I've never had a primer that I like this much. It literally, you put it on your face, I use about 3 pumps for my entire face, and it literally is like a glue for your makeup. Like, it's so sticky and will literally keep your makeup on all night long. I've never had any primer even similar to it. It's so amazing. So now as for foundation, my go-to foundation is always the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r, the matte one. And right now I'm in between shades, so I'm using equal parts of the shade 185 and the shade 200. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this with a beauty blender. Sometimes I use a foundation brush. There's not really a preferred method with this foundation, but right now I'm going to use the Morphe complexion sponge. And then go ahead and drag down onto my neck. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on concealer, and I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r in shade 185, so it's just lighter than my skin. I'll line up the middle of my forehead to kind of create a highlight, this little triangle shape as well. A little bit on top of the lip, a triangle on the chin, and a little bit right on the tip and bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the same complexion sponge from Morphe, and I like to blend. And then I'm going to take the Jeffree Star Magic Star Setting Powder in shade Fair on the Morphe M405 and just brush an excessive amount of powder underneath my eyes and let it sit there for a minute, and then just kind of brush that off with, this is a really old MAC stippling brush. I have no idea what it's called. It's so old. There's not even a number or name on it anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and dust the setting powder all over the rest of my face now. Now I need to add some color to my face, so I'm going to go ahead with the Kylie Cosmetics Tequila Tan Bronzer and a Morphe E4 brush and carve out my cheekbones. Go ahead and contour my forehead a little bit into my hairline. My jawline, blending down to neck. And then I'm going to take a Morphe E62, which looks like this, to contour my nose, and I'm basically going to take the base of my brow all the way straight down. The same thing on the other side. Add some pigment to slim the nose. Blend down. Blend down. Right on top of the nostrils like this. And right over the bridge to create the button nose effect. Now, as for blush, I'm living for the Kylie Jenner Stormi collection blush, which is shade Flutter in Love, and it looks like this. And I'm just going to take this on a Morphe E48, dust on the apples of my cheeks, and take a little bit on the nose for some extra color. Now, as for highlight, I'm taking the Anastasia Moonchild palette, and I'm going to dive into Lucky Clover and Blue Eye, so I have a nice teal little highlight to coordinate with the rest of my look. Now, to complete my base, I'm going to take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and this is in the Jeffree Star Edition, Starberry. And then take the back of my complexion sponge, which has no foundation on it, and just kind of tap in the foundation. This will help you keep your makeup on all night, and it also just helps your makeup melt in your skin and look so much more natural. So I love this little trick. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on some falsies off camera and then get to the lips. Now I took all the makeup that was left over on my lips off with a makeup wipe, and I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics Dulce K liner. Just kind of give my lips shape and a little bit of color. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this gold reflective glitter. It's from MAC. I'm going to take this gold reflective glitter and just kind of dab it onto my lips. And then I'm going to top that with the Kylie Cosmetics Crystal Clear Gloss. The finished product should look something like this.